Hi guys. Okay, this week I have a segment that I think is going to turn light bulbs on for so many of you. Now, it's going to encompass a combination of questions that I've been getting that I really needed to be able to think about for a while how I was going to present it to you. And this has to do with doing the rock formations, and I know that's weird because I'm showing you a picture of the snail. But this has to do with rock formations, mountains, skulls, and anything that's faceted. So I went through the faceted stone, and now we're going to look more like at a crystal structure, or more as how rocks are formed. So we're gradually moving towards that. If you haven't watched my other videos on rocks, I did the smooth, I did the opaque, and the faceted. We're going to move on to actual mountains and structures. So let's begin. Now, I know this is a weird picture. I got it out of Alena Lazareva's. Is anybody surprised? Her 1000 Greyscale pictures. And it was actually the picture that I really needed to find because it's very simple. Now, I'm not really looking to teach you how to do the blend. This is just a simple blend of colors. I used salmon, all the browns, from chocolate to sienna and cream. This is cream. I used some of the yellows in there, some of the oranges. And it just kind of blended up together to form this. And this is not really my focus. What I wanted to focus on today was actually this and the structures that form that. This is what you call a two-point perspective. And it's the easiest perspective to do. Now, to do the rocks and stuff and build into that, you're going to have to understand this two-point perspective. And once you understand it, you're going to be shading up the right directions all over the place. Keeping this in mind, we're going to move on. For two-point perspective, we're going to look at the horizon line. Now, I'm going to put in a horizon line right here. If you don't already know what a horizon line is, it is the point of where the sky meets the earth. And it's as simple as that. It's where it changes. It's the furthest distance that you will ever be able to see on any point. Here is an horizon line. Every picture that's not done wonky has to do with this type of perspective. You're looking, and a two-point perspective is the easiest perspective to understand. Now, here is your horizon line. Now follow me. I'm going to take 2 points. One above and one on the side. Here, well, actually it's 3 points. 2 at the base. And I'm going to form what is a triangle. Now, why am I showing this? You will find out in just a minute. Here and here. It's a triangle. It's got 2 points. Okay? Now, anywhere on that line, we can put another dot. We're going to put a dot right here. And a dot right here. And I'm going to just draw a line going straight down. Now you're sitting there wondering, why the heck am I learning this? And this would be on that point. Let's use another color. So, in a two-point perspective, you are looking at something from the ground up. Now, imagine this being a building. And we're going to cover up these lines, because these lines would actually be erased. So now we have what we would look at as a building. And I know it doesn't look like a building yet. So here we're looking at it like that. Now what happens if I go like this and I follow it down using the same angle? And then I do it the same thing using the same angle, move it down and move it down. Okay? Now I'm going to take more lines, keeping it on that, within this little segment, and I'm going to draw a line going this way. I'm going to take it and I'm going to draw a line going this way. Always keeping with the same angles. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to go this way. And then maybe I'll put in a doorknob right there. Now you have a building that's looking that way. And I can do the same thing over here. And then the roof part would have the same angles. There's actually a ruler that you can get that is a rolling ruler that will do these angles for you. Best tool to have. I stepped on mine, so I have another one ordered. I cracked it in half. So here is doors and doors. Okay? This is the simplest thing, or the most rudimentary perspective item that you can draw, is just this building. So now we're going to take color. Now, depending on the color that you choose will be where the light is coming from, of course. So say I want the light to be coming this way. This side of the building would be lighter because the sun is striking it. And because the light is hitting here and going off into the distance, you would have a darker color. This side would be darker. Now, we've been doing this type of shading for a long time. This is very rudimentary review for most people. Okay, so now we've got the sun coming this way, brightening this, and this would be darker. We're going to turn this over. Now, this, remember, is 2-point perspective. We'll turn this over, and we'll take a look at the houses. What do you see? This is a 2-point perspective. The line is directly in front. This too, but it has the line a little bit over to the side. Now, in this picture, Alena's lighting was coming directly in front this way, so she was getting a little fancier, where she was darkening up this side. Personally, I would have darkened this side, but it works like this. It's supposed to be like buildings that are not on a linear street. These are kind of in all different directions, and that's why her picture works, where mine went back to a little bit more of the basics of one direction. Baby stuff, one direction. So here I'm going to change up her lighting to fit my narrative, and we're going to lighten up this side of the building. Now, this is more of a straight angle, okay, and we're going to make this side light. And I know it looks darker than the other side because the other side's not colored in yet. It will in a minute. You'll see why this is the lighter. And we're going to take it, and this side is going to be the lighter side. So please do not color the way I'm doing. I am scribbling, which is exactly what I tell you guys not to do. But we're doing this for time. Okay. So here we have that. Now I'm going to take my darker color. And here is my darker color. I'm not paying attention to the details in here. She's got some bricks coming in and out. I'm just doing this very fast so that I can get through it. Okay, now this would be the other side, and this would be the darker side. And I would do the same thing on the roofs. This would be darker. This would be darker than this because this is on the light side. And this would be also very dark. And definitely do not draw this way or color this way. This is learning purposes only. And then you might want to put in lighter color. I would probably have gone with an even lighter color. Left that open for a highlight. Get some white in there. And you can see that that's lighter. Okay? Now, this is the first of the perspective lessons. This is very rudimentary. If you understand it, great. If not, go practice it. Take a ruler out. Go do some houses. Now, you can get real fancy on it also. Play with different points. As long as you keep the perspective correct, it'll look pretty cool. So on here, I may take the line up higher. Okay. And I may want to do another building behind it. Wait. And then on this side, so that this is darker, and then we have lighter over here. You could do more buildings going down the road, and this is the one lesson that we're going to do today, and we will expand this into other things in my next lesson. So this is going to be baby steps. This is the first concept I want you to understand. We are doing the alphabet. By the end of the week, I'm going to be teaching you how to read. Today was a special bath because Puff is going to get his nails cut. Well, not cut, but trimmed down. Being a reptile, his nails grow so fast. And normally in the wild, they scrape down on rocks, but he doesn't have that much rough rocks to climb around on. I do have some, but it doesn't do much for his nails, so I have to trim them. So what I do on the times that I'm trimming his nails is, this is an old neck warmer. And I give him a little lower temperature bath. Not enough to give him a chill, but lower than he normally gets, and that sort of slows him down. And then while he's in the bath, I heat this up, make it nice and warm, so it's like, it feels like a warm towel, like when you get out of a shower. And that usually, he will sit here for an hour and not move. I do whatever I want. He's totally relaxed, and this allows me to just lift up his little claw and give his nails a little bit of a trim. Now, I don't use a nail clipper on his nails because if you get the quick, you can make it bleed. And I just take the tips off. I leave them a little bit longer so that he can climb without any problems. And this just takes the really, really pin sharp. Yeah, he's pulling his leg out. Like, Mom, leave me alone. I'm relaxing. So, yeah, his nails get like pins. We just have one more on this hand. Okay, then I just take his other claw. We can feel his body getting nice and warm. And he's like, Ma, leave me alone. Now if he'll stand in this position, it'll only take me a few seconds to do. That's good. One more. And he's totally relaxed right now. He's closing his eyes. You could see it. Now that's a sleepy baby. And now his body is nice and warm. I'm going to put him in his night cage, and he's got a red light on there that keeps the cage warm but puts him to sleep. And he's ready for bed. I don't plug this in when he's in his cage, but I do let him sleep on it. He loves soft things. Now, night, Puff. I have a really fun add-on, and it was inspired by Melody Trotta. She sent me, well, you could see it up on the screen. She sent me this picture, and I was like, oh my God, I love it. And then I remembered when I was in probably middle school, I had these chains or these twisted ropes on everything that I did my homework on. Anytime I went near a line, I was doing this. And they're really fun. They're really easy. And if you're prone to getting little ditties stuck in your head, well, this is the one that's going to get stuck in your head. So I have this picture, and it's by Alena Lazareva. And it came out of her 100 Greyscale book. So she put on a little bit of an edge on here, but a lot of pictures that have room on the edges don't have that line. So I'm going to pretend that the line is the inside of the page, and I'm not going to do over here. When you pick out a page, normally what I would do this edge on, or this border on, would be one that didn't have this and just had a lot of open space, and you don't know what to do with it. I recommend doing this with pencil, not with pen at first. Okay, you may want to fix up some lines or make it a little bit more fancy. We're going to do the basic version, and then we'll get a little fancy with it. So I'm not going to do it in pencil at first because it's not going to come out in camera very good. I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm going to draw 2 lines. Now I already have 1 line there. I'm going to make it real straight. Okay, you can measure out your distances, but for time purposes, I've got my pencil here because that line is going to be erased. So what I have here is just a border. Now, you can do it all the way around. Now, I'm going to do this in black ink and in red so you can really see what I'm doing. So you're going to start with 3 lines. 1, 1 in the middle, 2, 3. Then you're going to put 3 more lines. 1, 2, 3. Now here's where the ditty started. And we're going to do it slow. Middle to the edge, edge to the middle. In, in. 1, 2, 3. Now what did I do? Okay, so let me switch over to red so you can see it really good. I've got my 3 lines. Take my middle line from the top up, middle to the edge. Go to the edge, edge to the middle. Okay? Now, you see right here and right here. You're going to go aiming for this, and you can use a ruler if you wanted, and make it a straight line too. So you can do that also. You're going to go halfway to that middle mark. In. Okay? And you're going to do the same thing on this one, from the middle to here. In. In. Just like that. So you're not crossing over into the middle. Over here. And then your 1, 2, 3 is your next line. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Middle to the edge, edge to the middle, in, 1, 2, 3. Middle to the edge, edge to the middle, in, 1, 2, 3. Middle to the edge, edge to the middle, in, 1, 2, 3. Middle to the edge, edge to the middle, in, the next one, 1, 2, 3. Middle to the edge, edge to the middle, in, 1, 2, 3. Okay? And you have this really cool border. And you can do that all the way around. So that's one way of doing it. Now we're going to do it a different way. You're going to need your pencil for this, and hopefully I'll zoom in so that you guys see it. We're going to do the same thing. Middle to the edge, edge to the middle, in, 1, 2, 3. Middle to the edge, edge to the middle, in, 1, 2, 3. And you're going to get it going a little. I'm going to do one more. Middle to the edge, edge to the middle, in, 1, 2, 3. So you're going to have a nice little line, amount of them done. Middle to the edge, edge to the middle, in, 1, 2, 3. So now you could see over here, we're going to take the pencil again, but this time in the middle, I'm going to fatten it up. And just make it a little bit curvy. Take your pen. Now, on the edges, before I even do anything, you can curve up your edges too. And your little rope will be curved or round. And it's just another variation on it. Now you'll see when I add my black to it, now I'm going to go over it in the black. Get your lines, and you can curve it. And we'll do the last one, and then we'll curve this one. And you can make it go all the way around very easily. Just curve it, and then that would be there, and you would curve it so that you don't have it square, you have it nice and round. Now we're going to shade it up. And all you have to do is follow the lines just like you would do anything. And where the rope is underneath, this would be your darkest area. And you just shade it up like you do anything. When something is going on top of another, it's darker. And the highlight would go directly in the middle. And then when you're done shading it up, it'll look like a twisted rope. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, hit that like and subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell for all notifications. For another video just like this one, I recommend this. And I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Keep on coloring.